my hope is that you'll stick it out until the end of the program. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Good to see you again. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you'll stick it out until the end of the program because although a lot of you do, a lot of you don't. And, maybe you watched a video and you go, that's just not for me, which, fair enough. But yeah, stick it out if you would, because I have a question. Rivendell is really good at staying on top of the shenanigans that companies like Shimano are implementing into their product line. And they sent out an email a couple of weeks ago about front derailleurs that weren't playing well with friction shifters, which I didn't think could be a possibility, but apparently it is. Long-armed front derailleurs that have kind of a wonky cable routing at the top puts the cable at such an angle that it just doesn't play well with friction shifters. It works with STI levers, but it won't work with friction shifters. And then they found out that there are some rear derailleurs out there now that are doing the same thing. Now, I haven't, the one thing I noticed when I was installing that Advent X, the Microshift 10-speed group, was that when the cable came through the barrel adjuster, which, thank you Microshift for actually putting a barrel adjuster on the rear derailleur, I routed it initially the way I thought it should route, and it didn't shift at all. And I routed it the different way, which put the cable at a really kind of acute angle as it came out of the barrel adjuster, which I thought, this cannot be right. But as soon as I did that, the thing started shifting again. So maybe, the Microshift shifter or the Microshift rear derailleur is going to be the same thing. I don't know. I haven't tried it with a friction shifter, but it's disappointing. And again, my hope is that this will, open the door for some smaller companies to come in and start building sensible components. The other thing that happened a week or so ago is that Shimano was given a patent for electronic braking, which basically made me want to put my head through the wall. But, I read a couple of stories about it, and there is some hope in that these companies get patents awarded to them all the time. They have to try to stay one step ahead of their competition. Fair play, I get it. And it also may be something that they're working on for some all-electronic George Jetson bike of the future, which hopefully won't impede on any of us. But, to say that I'm not crazy about the way things are going, not that you can't have innovation. You certainly can. But then don't do away with the stuff that's worked for over 100 years. So I had, something happen. I've talked a lot about, kind of, for lack of a better word, mindfulness and how I've tried to get my head together over the last year or so. And I've been listening to a lot of the old Alan Watts seminars and such. And I've tried to do that specifically or tried to be even more conscious of it when I'm driving because so many people are not. And I had an incident just a couple days ago where I was coming through an intersection. There was a box truck that was going to turn left, and there were at least 2 cars in the turning lane coming toward me that were going to turn in front of me. And the one car did, had plenty of time. And I remember as I approached the intersection thinking, I wonder if that second car sees me. And sure enough, I got into the intersection, and this car was, and I don't know how there wasn't a crash. I hit the brakes, I hit the horn. Whoever was in that other car, I don't even think stopped. I don't know what was going on, but I Mario Karted my way through that intersection just waiting for the impact. And it never happened. And I think almost getting into a car accident is worse than actually getting into a car accident. I got through that intersection and thought I was going to have a stroke. I mean, I had a guy pull up next to me and then kind of stop, which, of course, when somebody does that, you look over, and he's doing this, and I was doing this. So, I have to think that, paying a little bit more attention to what's going on in my head, and then which allows you to pay attention to what's going on around you. If I had been speeding, if I had, not been paying attention, that thing could have gone entirely differently. So be careful out there. And then speaking of Alan Watts, he speaks a lot about gurus. And, it's their Eastern philosophy is rife with gurus. And he kind of puts them into 2 categories, charlatans and rascals, which, given when he was born and the time frame where he recorded these talks, makes a lot of sense. Charlatan, obviously, is somebody that's just going to tell you what you want to hear, spoon feed it to you. The rascal is going to make you work for it a little bit with a little bit of a sly grin and a wink. And that got me to thinking that I've had martial arts teachers like that. There are definitely, we have gurus in the martial arts or sifus. They're teachers. And there are definitely charlatans and there are definitely rascals. Thankfully, I haven't really encountered any charlatans, but I've encountered my share of rascals. So my question for you today is, have you or do you have a guru, a teacher? And it could be for anything. It could be your tennis instructor. It could be, the guy that's teaching you how to fly fish. And have you encountered any rascals? And if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I hope you're all doing well. We've only got the present. That's all there is. So let's make the most of the day. Until next time, be nice, work hard, ride bikes, play music when you can. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'll talk to you soon.